Hello, and we're back. And why are you so tiny? There you go.
I don't know. Now I'm bigger.
You were down in the corner over there. Nobody put Shannon in the corner, obviously. If you were born in the 80s, then you know the reference. Otherwise, just let it slide.
Yeah, right.
I'm old. I'm old. How are you, Shannon?
I am well. How are you doing?
It's been a busy morning. It's been a busy
Yeah,
morning. A few
running around,
meetings, some
herding
coding,
herding some cats. We were cat
herding
herding
some
today.
cats. Yeah, getting ready and excited for our hackathon this
Yes,
Thursday. Getting everybody
yes.
ready because we do have 450 participants right now, almost signed
And it's
up.
climbing. It's climbing. That number keeps changing. So if you haven't
It is.
registered, I think you should register. And you don't have to just be a developer, right?
No, no, everybody can participate. In fact, we're gonna put the link to the hackathon in the chat over here. So if you haven't seen our last three streams, then you can always sign up here. The ID hackathon.
Look at Bolt. Is there a hackathon happening soon?
I don't know, Bold. Have you been in our Discord channel to? Yeah, sorry, we've been spamming everyone. Trooper is here. Regarding the hackathon, what skill set do you need to have? I mean, IT pro, I guess. Shannon?
You could, yeah. So if I often say, if I can do it, you can do it too. When it comes to your submission, it's really up to you on how you want to tweak and add and change things. I will say I'm not a front end developer. I would never even claim to be one. I just play one on TV, so I didn't do a crazy amount of editing any of the code, but I stood it up to understand the service.
Yeah.
I think it's invaluable, right, for everybody to understand how it works.
Invaluable. I like it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's inevitable, I would say, because Web3 and decentralization is happening whether we like it or not. And I think it will be extremely valuable to understand the technology that will run all these decentralized apps because
Yep.
that's a lot of there's a lot of hit around that
Yeah.
decentralization of apps, decentralization of identity, and how to consume them. So I don't think for this hackathon we expect people to be super technical. And there's a lot of abstraction on top of the platform. So technically, you don't
Correct.
even need to understand what blockchain is or decentralization. All you need to know is how to consume APIs. So if you know
Yep.
how to build around APIs, then you're good. And then today we're going to go through the process of setting up the infrastructure, Azure Active Directory, and your Azure subscription, and how they can work together, as well as the permissions needed. So
Yeah.
we're good.
And I think the crazy thing for both you and I, we thought there was an SDK for this. There's not an SDK. It literally is just an API. So,
Yeah.
you don't have to worry about having the right SDK. You just need to be able to hit a REST API. The sample apps do that for you without a
Yes.
lot of extra finessing, so to speak, unless you wanted to, right? You can always
Indeed,
take those
indeed.
sample
Yeah.
apps and do what you want to on top of it. But that's something that I thought was kind of cool.
I'm surprised that we didn't put the hackathon as one of the links down here. So let me add that. So DID hackathon, so we can actually run it on the screen. So it's HTTPS 425.show DID hackathon. There you go. Let's show this one at the bottom.
There you go. Yeah.
There
So
you go.
join. And I mean, it's a great opportunity to learn more. I learned a
Yes.
lot throughout this process. And now I get to coach Christos, who actually just built the app. I got everything ready to go. And Christos did all of the awesome dev
I
stuff
did
for
build
our
the
app.
app. I did build the app. So
You should also have them go and get a verified credential for watching today.
that's why we have this
Oh, that's what
giant
that's what that's what this
RFID
is.
code. Yeah,
That's what
so
that is.
I started slowly. If you saw that I was going like this or like this, so it is that way. That way, check out the RFID code. I am
Yeah,
directionally
scan it.
challenged.
Scan it in
Scan it with
your
your phone,
yep.
and this will give you the verifiable credential for watching the stream. And it will show you how it works because there's the issuance. So you get the verifiable credential first, and then you verify that. Now, later on today, we're going to raid our very good friend, CM Griffin, Chris, who is actually building an app that will verify credentials. And this was a great comment that we had yesterday, or discussion that we had yesterday. As he was streaming, I jumped into his stream and he was very excited because he's building this today. But he said, I was petrified that I have to do everything on my own. But then he realized as he was walking through the documentation that, oh man, it's like somebody has not updated our title on. Anyway, I'll update it in a bit. So he was saying, I'm excited because all I have to do in my application is verify. So that's very important. Not everybody will be an issuer. And ideally, we don't want everybody to be an issuer because we'll end up with the same problem. Everybody will be issuing credentials that, if you have to buy stuff at Walmart and you have to buy stuff at Nike and they both issue credentials, then it defies the whole point of having your own credentials to present. So the idea is that most of the consumers out there will be verifying credentials and not issuing them. And you have probably some authorities like the government, or it's not DVLA. DVLA is the UK driving thing. What's the American one?
Oh my gosh, the DMV.
DMV.
Yeah,
Thank you.
DMV. Or like there's a couple of states like Indiana that's the BMV, the Bureau of Motor Vehicles, and I'm like, what?
What?
So yeah, it's state by
Yeah.
state.
Yeah, and then you can use these as official certificates or credentials that other people can consume. So this is what we would like to see, and that's what Chris is building later, and we'll rate him. But for now, we need to show you how to set everything up and how to get started from scratch.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to use any of my existing subscriptions, any of my existing things, and I
Well,
will go through.
And we had this conversation earlier in the week.
We did.
Chris was like, should we just do it from scratch? I said, you know what, we actually should, because if somebody catches the stream and watches it live,
Yep.
they can easily kind of follow along.
Indeed. And with that, should I start sharing my screen and you
Sure.
you can coach me around?
Yeah. Yeah. So let's go to.
Let's go to
So
my
so
screen.
to start, let's go and let's sign up for a dev account.
So everybody can see my screen. Is it clear enough for you? Because yesterday I had some kind of weird
It's
glariness.
clear. Yeah,
clear.
it's clear enough.
Good.
Yeah, I think it's clear
Good.
enough.
Thank you. I've got everything minimized because I've got like 5 different channels I need to monitor. So, right, okay. First thing we need to do, and I think I need to do everything in a private window so we don't get my account pre-signed in and then it tries to do all these weird things. Right.
Yep.
And then, so we
let's
go
sign
to
up for
Microsoft
that.
365 developer, right?
Yep, exactly.
Developer program.
And I like this program quite a bit. I'm not a developer, I just play one on TV. But I mean, even for me, having the capability of spinning this up and having a bunch of pre-canned, like you could spin it up with mailboxes and data already in there. I think that's awesome.
Yes. Sign in. Oh, check this out. 2FA.
Yeah, I did this for my Microsoft account recently, or my MSA recently, and I like it quite a bit.
Yeah, I don't have any passwords anymore. I mean,
Yep,
I have
it's
passwords,
passwordless.
but they're passwordless. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh God, you know what? I didn't
It's the
change
future.
the title. So what are we doing now? We're doing Decentralized. So I'm updating the title.
Okay.
Identity environment setup. Because I think people on Microsoft Developer are not watching because the title is like, what is it? It's minimal APIs.
I mean, maybe you might get a straggler.
True, but like 2 is very, very few. Software, I guess. Software and game development. Thank you. The categories. There's a category now on Discord. Thank you, Bol, for talking about Discord. There's a channel now on Twitch, or a category on Twitch that allows you to explain what you're doing more accurately, which is software development. Right, okay, so we're signed in. Let's go here, sorry. Getting distracted. Is like, okay, region. We're going to select our region, which is, can I, US? No, yeah, I can jump. United States. Company, is it Microsoft? Do we need to put Microsoft there, or should we
I
not?
don't know. You could put something else in there. You could put Christos Incorporated.
Myself.
I still like Christos Incorporated.
Oh yeah. Okay. Inc.
Yeah, there you
Why
go.
am I not a limited Ltd?
Yeah, you could
we
do
have
limited. You could do limited.
Accept and no.
No, you don't want to get spam.
I get tips all the time because I work here.
Yeah.
Application to be sold, custom solutions for my own customers. There you go.
Or you could do personal projects too. I mean, the beauty is they're going to ask you a couple of things as part of this, just to figure out if they need to, I guess, kind of hone in on what you're using this for.
Yes. Save. The beauty of this one is that it instant sandbox. Yes,
So
that's
you
what we
can,
want.
yeah, and then you can. This is good. This gives you users, mail
Oh,
in
they
events,
changed
mixed
this
up
one.
teams.
They
They
changed it.
did.
Very
They
nice.
did.
Because now, and this is very useful, by the way, because every time we do demos, I use my sandbox, and it always has up to date emails, sample
Yep.
emails I can show, or sample calendar events, and you don't have to go and create them yourself. It creates
Yep.
users as well, and oh, that's the difficult bit now. Admin, super admin.
That
You know
works.
what? No,
So
I'm gonna put my name because I will
password one two
forget
three.
that. Obviously
Password
not.
password 123. Bang.
Hunter 2. I don't think it's gonna like it. Passwords, yeah, now they match. Alternate password? What? Oh no, I want to keep the same password for everyone. And then my phone number. Sorry guys, I need to take this off the screen.
Oh, you don't want to have people sign you up for random text messages?
Hey, I get enough spam as it is. Right? I
I
get
was gonna
enough
say
spam as it is.
that's very bold of you if you kept it up there, but you moved it. You moved it. One
Yeah. Oh, we do have an
180.
Azure AD landline, by the way. If you want to call us,
We do?
we do. Did you not know that? We registered it.
No.
We registered that with
Is it
JP.
is it JP's cell phone?
No, we I think we moved it on to something else, but yeah,
And
zero eight
Bolt
hundred
says it
Azure
goes to
AD. That's
JP
the
though.
one. Thank
Yeah.
you, Bolt. That's the one. 0800 Azure AD. Yeah. Okay. So back here, and you can actually add more things. And do we need to wait a minute? Is it done?
I think it's done, believe it or not. Now you can always
Gold
add data
subscription,
packs
right?
on there. Yeah, you can add data packs on there if you want to.
But we don't want to.
We don't need
Oh,
to
look
in
at
this
that
instance.
beautiful name, Y62VX.
You'll never forget it.
Trust me, I will. I'm old. I'm old. Now, this is a good point here. Enable security defaults. We'll skip it for now. Make sure to add
Yeah.
multi-factor authentication on your accounts.
Yeah, and I mean, I think for setting this up the first time, skip it for now, and then set it up once you get this a little bit more refined and as you're building your solution, right? In fact, we just met with the engineering teams today. They even recommended going through this process we're going to show you, setting
Okay.
up DID, setting up the sample apps, and then going and tweaking and adding and changing, right?
So now we have to go back into our Azure AD 10, right?
Correct. And so you can go into you can go into
Settings?
the Azure portal or the
Azure
Azure
AD?
Directory pool. Yeah.
View.
I don't know if there's
No,
a way
this
to do it in
is.
here.
I think
Honestly,
that
I
I saw. No, I don't want that developer program dashboard. And then there was a way to jump. Set up E5. What? E5. This is awesome. But there should be a way to jump to Azure AD
I
from
thought there
here,
was,
isn't it?
but yeah, the last time I did this, I just eventually gave up and went to the
Portal
portal.
Azure AD, and then. But I can't
Yeah.
remember what my sign in was. Do you remember?
It's Christos at XY's. No, it's YX, whatever it was.
Oh, there you go. So my Microsoft account. No, I didn't want to do that. What are you talking about? No, I want to be here, and no thanks. So how do we get to?
Yeah, you may have to just go to the Azure Active Directory portal. Because the last time I did this myself, I just said,
So
you know
what?
what, I'm gonna go through-
Portal.azuread.com.
I think that's what it is. If not, portal.azure.com will take you there too.
Oh,
There
look
you
at
go.
that. Sign in. Okay. Phew.
Yeah. Y62XW.
Yes.
WX.
Keep for now. But this is not a great experience. Like from there, how do you go to the next one? And why did it open Office? Okay. We have our Azure Active Directory, which is also.
Yeah, and then
later.
I think what you should do is you should go into Azure Active Directory and show the thing that we want to make sure folks are aware of. So go into,
Very good point. So up here, Azure AD.
yeah.
You know, I work with the portal team to actually fix it, because when you search for Azure AD, you get everything else other than
But
actual
Azure
Azure AD.
Active, yep.
AAD works. Yeah, but
There you go.
guess what? The docs team said, please do not use AAD because it promotes bad practices. Thank you, Bolt, for doing that. But I would love to see Azure. What happens if I say Azure Active Directory? Azure Active.
Yeah,
Okay.
it shows up. It shows up.
So it doesn't map Azure AD to Azure Active Directory.
No.
Nah. Right.
Now, so the thing to pay attention to here is the license. So
Yes.
right now, while the service is in public preview, it requires Azure Active Directory P2, not P1, P2. And when we hear this coming from the engineering teams, we suspect this will evolve and change. So just
Indeed.
make sure that you have this in your environment. And if you don't have it in your environment, you can't get somebody to approve it for you. Just do the exact same steps that we've gone through. Sign up for the developer account. You'll get it by default.
And for those people that sign up on the hackathon, it's part of the steps that you need to go through to set up your environment. So you don't have to worry about doing anything special. But for people that are watching the stream now and they don't know about the hackathon, sign up. The link is here. I haven't.
You need to flash it. Can you flash it?
Yeah, flash.
Yeah. There you go.
I put an exclamation mark as well there. Oh no, that exclamation mark is from thing. You can actually put emojis in your messages. But anyway, sign up for the hackathon, and you'll be able to get all these for free. Plus, it's not just for the hackathon. The P2 license gives you the ability to build against this Azure Active Directory all your apps without having to go through admin consent, because you are the admin. You're the global owner of this Azure AD account. And as long as you use it once every 90 days, it will renew for perpetuity, forever.
Yeah. Which is
awesome.
Forever. Which is awesome.
Free.
So as you develop more and more, this is a super awesome benefit to at least take advantage of, right?
Correct.
So now we need a subscription.
And the easiest way to manage it, or the easiest way to map this Azure Active Directory with a subscription, is to actually click the button here.
Now the next question is, can you do it with this account? That's always okay. Good.
Well, I'm hoping skip for now. So this is what Matthias did on his video as well. That's why I know it.
Yeah.
Middle name.
So there's a couple of things we have to spin up.
My phone was there. Time to change my phone now. Oh, you know what? They screwed up. Thank you.
Bolt, I'll call you later.
So what they did is they messed up, which is great. Thank you for doing that. But please don't call me. I'm not gonna say what they screwed up, obviously.
Yeah, that's probably advisable unless you want to get some random text messages from your fan base.
And then text me, so it will send a 2FA to my phone.
That's a nice backdrop. What's your
This is Bing. I love Bing Desktop. Okay. Yeah, it's great. Bing Desktop does that, and it's fantastic.
Daily, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Although I do like the default wallpapers for
Windows 11.
For 11.
Yeah.
I kept my default one on my other phone. So there, they want address. Do they actually need a physical address?
That's a good question. Because I don't do it very often, I know I've had to do it before. So just, I guess, put your address in. This is.
Oh yeah, because you know what? It will map to your credit card, and I am really sorry for everyone here that has to go through this process, because it will require you to use a credit card as a placeholder. Okay, here I've got everything I need. State, and I apologize that I'm doing this out of public view, but please, I don't want to be doxxed.
Yeah, and Bolt's bringing up a valid point too. So I've worked with people who are trying to get more familiar with Azure, trying to get more familiar with Office 365 development, etc. Mm-hmm. If you use the same credit card multiple times, it invalidates your free trial.
Yeah.
Because Microsoft says you've already used this once, so you don't get another free trial.
But it's also very important to clarify that for this setup, for this hackathon, for this activity, the overall cost is going to be 1 cent per month.
I know, which is almost nothing, right? Yeah. So it's a penny a month.
Correct. We are using Key Vault and storage, but it's minimal for what we're doing, and you're not going to be charged a lot. So even if it asks for your credit card, I know there's like blockchain and stuff happening behind the scenes, but this is all abstracted. So you're not running any blockchain on your subscription. You're only using a subset of services with a cost of 0.01 cent. So 1 cent. So 0.01.
Another thing to bring up, the service is in public preview, so pricing has not yet been determined.
Correct, Amanda.
So just factor that in as well. If you leave this up, eventually you might see an additional charge on there, but I can't imagine it's going to be a ridiculous amount of money. But just factor that in when the service reaches public preview. There will be a cost at some point, but right now it's free
Correct.
during public preview.
And so now I'm gonna sign up with my credit card.
You didn't want to show your credit card?
Obviously, just give me a second. Once I fill in all the information, I will set it so you guys can go for a shopping spree. Why not? Thank you. And I'm using a password manager for everything. That's why I don't have to rush to get my wallet. And I do have my credit card in there. I know.
Yeah, I think that's the thing that I did in the last probably 5-6 years was move everything to a password manager.
Now, if that password manager ever craps out and something happens,
I'm screwed. Yeah, I'm screwed.
doomed. Mainly for signing up to everything. You know what? My wife did not used to use a password manager, so she would reset her passwords every single time she had to sign into things, and that would drive me insane. Like, why? Hey, Grant TNT is here. Thanks for joining us. Grant TNT. I missed the F. Nice to see you all here. So I've just pressed the sign up, and it's going through the process to validate my card and validate my account. And people were like, can we get credits identity verification? Oh my God. What am I doing here? Oh, it will ask for some information that I don't have. It says confirming your information, setting up your account, which is good. Okay, insufficient funds, yes.
That's why he didn't want to show his screen. He didn't want to get laughed off the screen.
Exactly. So it is setting up my account. Just showing that momentarily in case it pops up with something else and I'm messed up. But close. So now I can actually take you back to the experience. Sign in. No.
You know what I was thinking about too, Christos? If this goes over, like if we don't get everything set up, we could always do the last bits of it on Thursday because we're going to kick off the hackathon. And we're going to show how to validate a domain as part of it too. So if we are running low on time, we could always...
we're done. Right. So what's next? Tell me, boss. What do I do next?
At this point, we've got to set up a service principal.
Ooh, yes, we do. And for that, we need PowerShell, right?
Correct. Now, I don't know how you do it.
How do I do it?
Do you run a remote PowerShell session?
That's what we can do, right?
Or you can do Cloud Shell or...
Graph DT says, here I thought Microsoft pays well. Well, Microsoft pays well, but I do have 2 kids and a wife. If I were 25, it would be more than enough. But in my 40s...
Kids cost money. Kids cost money.
Plus, I have hobbies. Expensive hobbies.
Yeah, maybe you should... Yeah. And the kids... Well, I was going to say, the kids are an expensive hobby, right?
The kids are a very expensive hobby, and it goes to the hundreds of thousands of dollars if you want to invest in your hobby. Okay, AZ login. So we're going to sign in.
So now on the tutorial, it does it with PowerShell. So I don't know if you want to do it with PowerShell.
Oh yes. Okay. Yeah, we'll do the PowerShell thingy. I just need to sign in now to the account that I don't know. It's Christos at. Sorry, yeah, that opened up in a new browser window. So let me bring it here. And then it's like, and now you saw my Gmail account, but feel free to reach out to me, Christos at y62vx. It's a mouthful, on Microsoft.com. And I'm not as fancy as other friends on the stream that would have their own custom domain. I'm not that good. So I just go with the defaults.
You're not supposed to use the defaults. I'm kidding.
But if you fancy, you can put your own custom domain here and have fun.
Yeah, exactly.
In fact, we did it for the 45 show, right? We're going to talk about that solution as well eventually.
Yeah.
So now I'm signed in. Okay, so let's see. I think the service, it only creates a service principal, right? Am I correct? In the PowerShell?
Yeah, correct. So the it's the new Azure AD service principal.
Yes.
You import the Azure AD PowerShell command library.
I don't need to because I already have it. So I can actually use, or do we need to use PowerShell so we can show people how to do it?
It might not be a bad idea.
Fine. Okay,
So now if you want, should we post the like where we're grabbing some of this info from?
verifiable credential docs. Verifiable credential docs. And you come in here because that's what we're following more or less. And then as it gets started.
Correct. And
And
we're going we're going down
then-
to the tutorials
Yes.
section.
So I am going to copy what's here. I'm not going to do funky stuff. But if you want to use the Azure CLI, you can also do this. I think it's already installed. If not, it should install it. Just thinking about it. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Shots fired. Why is shots fired?
Oh, you did not have installed. You just got a new computer though, so maybe that's why.
No. That's my main desktop, but I don't really do PowerShell stuff frequently.
Oh.
Be aware if you actually have Azure AD Preview installed instead. It could be, because I always test new things. Could be. You're absolutely right, Bolt. It could be. So now we're running the PowerShell script that imports the Azure AD commandlet. I used to call it CMDlet, which is ridiculous. And the commandlet, and then...
Well, but until somebody said it, that's what I thought it was too. So
I'm not alone in this world.
you're
I
not
am
alone. You're
so
not alone.
happy.
So once I started paying attention to people talking about different parts of PowerShell, that's when I picked up commandlet.
Ah, okay. Very nice. Maybe watching, what's his name? The guy that created PowerShell?
Jeffrey Snover.
Jeffrey Snover,
Yeah,
who's a
he's one of
fellow
them.
Brit, and we've been in many conferences together.
Yeah.
Look at that, dropping names, name dropping.
So Christos, do you want me to put in the chat the document that we're following?
Yeah, that would be a good idea. In fact, I
let
think
me-
we have it as part of the shows. Like if you do
Oh yeah, let's see.
VC Docs, there you go.
VC Docs. There you go.
And
So
now,
that's what we're following. So
Yes.
if you're playing along at home and you want to set this up and you want to kind of troubleshoot or go through it,
yeah,
that's literally what we're following verbatim.
Christos at. Oh, you know what? I can put this. Can I not put this? Can I put this? Doesn't work, does it? Never done
That's a
it.
good question. I've never tried it. That's bold.
.com.
We could try it. Oh, you can't find an account with that username.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's fine. I just need to remember my weird name. So this
Yeah,
is
I think by the end of this stream we'll remember it, right?
Yeah, it was like XYVC6. Okay, no, I can't remember. I'm too old for this. So here, no, that's a different browser window. So many browser windows now.
Yeah,
This
that's
one.
the
I
one thing.
found it.
That's the one thing I'm noticing as I've moved over to this role. I have a lot of in private incognito.
So you
browser
can actually
windows.
copy this, but you can't copy this. Not.
That's weird.
Yeah, I know. Hey, I wonder if anyone ever created custom domains on a GUID.
That would
I
be a good
remember-
question to ask, like social media. I wonder.
Yeah.
There's some weird stuff that Active Directory does, or some weird stuff that you can do inside of Active Directory. Like I don't know. I've heard all these stories, and I've worked with customers that I'm just like, wow, that's such an interesting way of doing your environment.
What? That's a lovely error message when you see it. Did we maybe time out?
It's possible. Try it
Because
again.
I'm too old.
Try it again.
Christos.at. I was bad mouthing stuff. And then my password. That's not good. Why is it working? Why is it saying connect? One or more errors occurred from assembly core. Could not load system security cryptography.
Do you want to try? That's so
What,
weird.
a
I
new
wonder
window?
if you need to well, no, it's possible, or the like
PowerShell.
like full PowerShell, not PowerShell core.
The
that make
full
sense?
PowerShell.
Well, I don't know. Is that what you call it?
Oh.
Like everything that runs on .NET, the .NET runtime, that PowerShell
Yes,
flavor?
and I
That
do
might
have
be
the
what you
latest
mean.
one. So maybe what, Windows PowerShell, full PowerShell? ISE?
I don't know what you call it, but yeah, the ISE might work. It's worthy of trying.
Okay, let's see what happens. Oh my God. It's been a while, friends.
It's very dusty, right?
Oh, I can't even, like, it doesn't maximize. So I have to, how do you edit?
Yeah, you got to edit it that way. Properties. Yeah,
Properties.
properties.
God.
Do
Font.
font. Yeah, and then that should take it up from there.
Yay! So hopefully everybody can see it now. And now, look at that. It doesn't recognize my fonty font because I've got ligatures. That's what happens when you try to be funky. So let's go back to our document now.
Yeah, try.
And let's go back to here. Let's re-import because I don't think we'll have it there, right?
Probably not.
But if it
That's all I
finds
can
it,
think
then it
of.
doesn't have to install.
That's all I could think of because I know that like there's still some, because we're in the process of moving 100% over to PowerShell Core. I wonder if that's what the issue is.
Now,
And I don't even know if I should call it full PowerShell, but that's what I think of, like PowerShell.
We found a bug. Document it. Document the bug.
Yeah, there you go. We got to make sure it works. What?
What? What are you doing to me today? Oh, I said yes. I didn't like it. I have to press A instead.
Oh.
It's okay. It's okay. We're getting there. See, I told you it's not going to take an hour to do this.
Well, so that's why, yeah, I was noticing that too. I think it's because I think about the fact that I rip and run through this stuff, and then I forget that we're actually talking to people too and having a conversation. So maybe whatever we don't get done, we'll tell folks to tune in on Thursday, and we'll get everything up and functional, and that'll kick off the hackathon, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, we have a little bit of flexibility. Our friend Chris is going to be streaming for a while.
Okay.
He's actually streaming right now, so I think he started an hour earlier. I don't think we communicated the time zones correctly.
I know. So that's been the hard thing.
Maybe.
That's the hard thing. And it's crazy because there's 4 time zones in the US, and math is hard, I think is what we determined, right?
I don't know what you're talking about. Right. I am definitely math challenged. I'll tell you that.
So if you want, I don't know if you noticed this, but the DID developer documentation kind of overshadows what you're doing on your PowerShell.
Okay.
Shell.
What do you mean?
What? No, on the little the link at the bottom left. I don't know if you want to take that off.
Yeah, let's take it off. Thank you. So our tenant ID is back on our thing. Let's copy that.
Math is super hard. Yep. 2 + 2 is 6. One of my friends I used to work with, he used to say, "Math is hard. Let's go shopping." And I thought that was just hilarious. I'm like, "You're terrible."
No, I like it.
Oh, math is hard. Let's go shopping.
Yeah.
Yeah, accents are hard.
And I would never be able to pull an accent, that's for sure. So this is all for us to be able to create a service principles, which we could have done through other means, but I'm sticking to the documentation because that's what the boss is saying. Right?
Well, I don't know if I'm the boss. I just think to myself, people are going to go follow this, verbatim.
And this needs to be verbatim copied, so you don't change anything here. This is exactly as you said. I think this is going to go away in the future, but for now,
I think so too.
Yep. Do not mess this one up.
Yeah. Otherwise you run into a problem. So don't. Oh,
that was very fast.
Yeah, look at that.
So if we go back to our Azure Active Directory now, and if we look into our enterprise apps, we should see. Is it all?
You may have to. Apply. You may have to type in verified, or you could go look at your app registrations. It'll show up there too. There you go.
The issuer and the service, and this is the one that we created, the request service. So the one part is done. Now we have to do 2 more things, right?
Yep. So now we need to create a key vault.
Key vault. Right. Let's go by the docs to make sure that we're doing the right thing. Yep. Create an Azure key vault, and you are creating that through the portal. So let's go to the portal. You can also create it through CLI and PowerShell, but for now, I like how they switched from PowerShell to doing it through the portal.
So I do a lot inside of the portal here and there, and I had to create one in the portal recently, and I was like, I don't even know if I'm going to do it right because it changes. That's the hard part, right?
Yes. So create key vault. So here is like Azure subscription 1. I love the name of the subscription. Create a new one. We'll call it verifiable.
There you go.
Look at you, your fancy naming, better than me. And then key vault name VC Vault. It needs to be unique, obviously. So I prepend everything with CM, and that not many people are CMs. There you go.
Yeah, I
Then
do a lot of
access policy.
001 or 00001.
So we want to add the me as an admin. Is that correct?
Correct. Now, the permissions you need, let me double check on that
It's
because,
create and delete this and sign.
yes.
But I have everything.
Yeah, so then just leave it. And then what we should do is we should also add in the verifiable
Credential
resources
account.
in. Yep.
But
Yep.
that's further down. I like how you go forward. Oh, they don't have it here. Oh, they have it here. Okay. I
Yeah.
was gonna say
So I mean,
Smith.
we could you know what we could do is we could just create it and then we could go in and we could show folks how to add it after it's been created. Because I do feel like sometimes folks
Review and
just
create, right?
stuff. Yeah, review and create. Yep.
There you go. That should take a few seconds. 001. That's you.
00001. I've
001.
done some, I do all kinds of crazy stuff. I probably should just append it with my my initials, SBK, because I am the only SBK I know, but
And I used to hate JP for having JPDA as his Microsoft account.
did you know that when he switched it, a bunch of stuff broke? His ears are
On-
getting red right now. Yeah,
on
so
his account?
yeah, well, so he had a bunch of stuff set up, and I think when they switched a lot of it, he had to like reconfigure it, is what he said. So
But you can create aliases on top
Correct.
of your full, like you have a Microsoft alias, but then you can have like Christos
No, I think he-
at Microsoft.
I think he switched his alias to JPDA at Microsoft. Yeah, and I think that's always a little dicey, right? Like any enterprise, that's a little.
I thought you were not allowed to do it anymore.
You can't. I don't think you can do it anymore. Honestly, I don't think you can do it anymore. I think they allowed folks to do it for a while internally at Microsoft, but I think they changed that.
I was going for CM or CMAT or Chris. But it has a certain gravitas where we can say Chris at Microsoft, like Bill at Microsoft, and then most people know that's Bill Gates, right?
Yeah.
But I was too late to the game. So our resource is ready to go, and now we need to add our extra account. So
Correct. Now
under
go down
access
to.
policies.
Yep, you got it.
And I like how right now it's using access policies instead of Azure Active Directory RBAC, because in the future or right now actually you can change it
You can.
to
Which we did. I think when we go through and we show what we
there
did
you go.
with the app that we have, we should talk about some of the stuff we did.
So right now on this subscription, because it's not internal, I think you have to change it here. But in the internal one coming soon, there will be a separate tab that you change these things,
Correct.
like this change. Okay, so we want an access policy for that specific account, but we just want secrets. And let's go back to make sure that we're doing the right thing. From here, we want to have get key permissions, get and sign, and secret get. Okay, so not just secrets. So back here, we want key permissions, get and sign, right?
Yep.
You keep me straight, Shannon. And then from here, we don't want these. We want
Just get.
just get.
Yep.
Nice. And then no certificate permissions. Then the service
Correct.
principal account.
And this
And
will
from
be the
here-
verifiable credential request service. We also have to do it for the issuer service as well. I think
We
the
do?
documentation we do, because otherwise it doesn't work.
Can we select? You can only do one at
You
a
can
time.
only do one at a time,
Ooh.
unfortunately.
Add.
Yep.
Save. Don't forget to save. I've
Yep.
done this before many times, and it was a fun experience. And then key and secret management. We want
It's get and sign.
just get and sign. Yeah, it was only two, right?
Yeah,
Yes,
get and sign.
And then from here was just get.
Yep, just get.
And
And then this will be
service
the
principal.
verifiable credentials issuer service when you select the principal.
Yes. So this is missing from the documentation?
I think it is still. So I touch on it in the blog post
Cool.
that I talked about. I think it's because we're launching for GA. I think it's going through the cycles to get it updated.
The refinement. Yes.
Yes.
Hello,
So-
guys. How can I program a beautiful face? Because I need one. Program a beautiful face? Deraldam. I don't know. How do I pronounce names? I'm awful with this.
I know. I usually am too. I
Deraldam.
usually say, make fun of me in my DMs about how I can't pronounce
Yes.
your username.
Program beautiful face. That's all 2D, I suspect, or 3D programming, and we don't do these here. I'm not that good of a programmer, but there should be plenty of tutorials on
Lies.
YouTube.
Lies.
I don't do 2D
We're gonna
programming.
show them the app later in the week that you did. I'm not a
What?
front end developer.
No, I said I'm not.
The app.
I'm not a game. Like I'm not a designer or
Oh,
like a 2D or 3D programmer, right? And this is all virtual stuff, visual stuff,
true.
which I don't
Fair.
have ability. I did a 2D programming. Oh, it's Harold. Well, nice to meet you, Harold. Thank you for watching the stream. But unfortunately, we can't answer that question here. There should be plenty of tutorials on YouTube that show you how to do it. Right. So we have Key Vault. Now we need storage, right?
Well, so we can register the
App
application
registration.
now in
Yes.
Azure AD as well. So,
Register an application as
yep.
ready. Okay. And then accounts in this directory, add permissions, APIs. Okay. I think I know what I'm doing. I think. And then you can also configure this with anytime app registrations with PowerShell or
Yeah.
so this is very
The easy CLI.
Yeah. Or you can use my .NET notebooks or my Python
you.
notebooks.
Look at you.
All configurable and programmable. Then register. Famous last word says Grand TNT. Thank you.
Yeah, because then you're gonna have
then-
somebody hitting you up like that didn't work the way you
That
said.
didn't work, yeah. And then we have API permissions. We need to add a permission, and then it
Yep,
is, I
and then
think,
this is
APIs.
where we. Yeah, so get the verifiable credential request service. There you go. You got it.
You almost think that I've done this in the past.
Possibly, yeah. You know what's funny is I know I set this up, and I know that you wrote the app. I didn't know if I didn't know if you set this up. You're brand new on this, right? You didn't.
I am very brand new. And then
Goodness.
I remember that Matthias said that you need to make sure that you grant admin consent because
Correct.
it's non-user interactive, right? There will be a service-to-service
Correct.
communication, and for that we need to make sure that it is admin granted. And the fact that you are an M365 developer tenant allows us to do that without having to go to our admin and ask for permission and wait for 6 months.
Yep. Yeah. Let's hope it's not 6 months.
Well,
I
I
think
don't know.
we're
Have
having
you
that
gone
wrong.
through the process of Microsoft to see how long it takes? I haven't even dared. I haven't even dared ask them, right? Okay, so we've
So
done
now,
that.
guess what we do now? Now we set up the actual service inside of Azure.
Inside of Azure?
Yeah, so set up the verifiable credentials. So in the Azure portal, look for verifiable credentials.
Oh, there's a service in Azure
There
called Verifiable
is.
Credential. Wow.
There is, and that's what this whole thing is, right?
It's a preview.
It
For
is.
now. Yeah.
For now. It'll eventually reach GA and everything will be refined and it will be where it needs to be.
But the whole point of us doing this is to give feedback to the teams and help them.
Correct.
So
Correct.
this
And
needs to
help
be an
them.
organization name. What are we like? Christos
Christos
Ltd?
Inc. Christos. I think it has to be. I don't think there can be any spaces.
So we need to register that domain.
The real boss is going to be like, "Why do we have this domain?"
Why are we paying $1,000 for
She's
this
going to be
demo?
like, "What's this domain for?"
So domain lookup. Does anybody have Christos Ltd? Do you think? How do we find available
Yeah, look,
domains?
do the who is lookup. That should do it.
Okay.
First one.
Do not fill the captcha.
Sometimes I feel like
It is
congrats.
available.
You
Oh
should
my
totally
God.
get it.
Should I? No. What do you think, folks? Should I get domain under Christos Limited? I wonder how much it will be. Out of curiosity, but I don't want to register it here.
Oh, that's not terrible.
Thank you so much. My name is so useless that people are giving it for free, almost.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, you could do Christos Ltd.store. You could have a storefront.
I can have a storefront. I can sell my epic shit t-shirts,
Yeah.
which are no
totally.
money. I mean, no, I'll get it and then sell it back to you. Yeah, US restrictions apply, obviously.
Yeah.
Like, what is the cheapest one? I'm a cheapskate. Website.
I mean, one of the 499s or the 299 Ltd. dot space. That's
Space.
299. Look at that.
We're going to space. All
Yeah.
the way to the moon.
Yeah, I mean, why not buy it? And then we could actually show somebody how to do the full-blown verification, or we could show them what we did.
Wait, I want to get it from Cloudflare because they're managing
Oh, yeah.
they're managing my domains.
Yeah.
So what do we do? How do we get here?
Well, you
Are
logged
you
in.
under attack? I need to log in. Shit, now everybody knows my Outlook account as well. This is amazing. Thank you. Oh, there you go. This is the 45so.com, which we actually have for you to issue your certificate. So I need to, so it's Christos, LTD,
Dot space.
dot space.
Yep, that's what it is.
But I don't think it will allow me to do that. We couldn't find any matching spaces. So how can I?
Oh, you have to buy the domain first.
Oh, you need to buy a domain and then, no, I thought they were managing domains here as well. You can do domain management.
That's a good question. I don't know enough about Cloudflare. I have done all mine on GoDaddy and Dine
Domain
DNS.
name. Yeah, I
I-
moved everything off. Oh, there you go. Cloudflare register.
There you go.
I'm not under attack. Why is this like orange? Like people will be clicking on that. Search websites, add the site. Oh, does that mean I need to buy it somewhere else?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know if they do it there.
Add site. Oh, it's
Yeah,
not a
not
registered domain.
So I think you gotta buy the domain first.
So where should we buy it? Just buy in Azure directly. Oh, we can do that in Azure directly.
But you have to have an app service though to do it.
Oh, really?
I think so.
Suck.
Yeah, dude. Is there a registrar link? Did you see so somebody's indicating Dom3L said there was a registrar link.
Oh, there
Do you
is.
see it? Yeah, go on the far left. Do you see websites registrar?
Yes.
Try that.
Oh, there you go. Manage. Register.
Yeah,
Thank
there
you,
go.
friends. We're blind over here.
Well, I mean, but it's new, so I didn't even know
is it-
Cloudflare did this.
It's very
Reading is tough, especially as you get older.
Math is tough and reading is tough. What are we doing? What are we doing here? Let's see. Biz, com. I mean, com is only the 857.
Yeah, get.com.
Dot
Get
net
.com.
995. So we get the .com one?
Yeah, why not?
I am
Why
getting
not?
old. Thank you.
I know it's a
Spellification
pain.
is tougher. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they have tech. No. Screw it. I'm not paying $35.
Yeah, that was
for
the
tech.
dot. So the dot space is there. You could, but it's more expensive through Cloudflare.
I
It's
know.
$2.99 that other site. You should totally get
Oh,
the
you know
.com
what?
then.
The others may be adding stuff at the end. Let's purchase this baby.
Okay.
1 year. There you go. It's only 857. And registration there's no fee. Okay. Oh, we already have a card over there. Oh, fine. Continue. Yeah, does it have an address? It does have an address. I have definitely doxed myself properly here. And then I'm buying it. Remember to
Christos
expense
LTD.
it, says Dommel.
Yeah.
Can I expense it?
I don't know.
Nah, I don't.
Should is Todd watching? We could ask. That's our boss.
Dommel is Daniel. So Daniel, thanks for watching, man. So it's all done. I've got a domain.
Bolt says you just had to move and change your number now.
I expensed my PFE domain. Nice. Right. So where were we? We were back in the verifiable credential setup,
Correct.
right?
Correct. So yeah. So we need to set that up with your
This is
ChristosLTD.com.
.com.
Isn't that what you bought?
Oh, that's the sorry. It's Christos Limited here, and then it would be Christos LTD. Man, I see
And I
so
think
much
you have to
potential
put-
with
You
this
have
project.
to put HTTPS in front of it.
How?
I don't know if that's going to change before it GAs, but that right now that's the way you have to do it.
Fine.
There
Key
you go.
vault. Select key vault, and we already have a key vault, which is awesome. The ID. Oh no, it's here. There.
Yep.
Select. Save and get started. Right?
Correct.
Wait. Have we done that?
Yep.
That,
And
that?
then we go to the next side of this.
Oh yes, because no one cared. Thank you. I don't know what you're. Hey, hi, Ahmed. Thanks for joining us. We are actually going through the DID setup. So we need to do the storage account now, right? Okay, so
Correct,
storage account.
correct.
If you don't have a blob storage account, create one. Let's go and create
Correct. Now these are your rule files for the credentials that get issued
one. Where?
in the storage account. So
Oh, yeah. You mean that's what we're using it for, right? That's what you're saying.
correct. So you can go into and just create a storage account. There's nothing crazy about it. We just need to permission it correctly.
Yes. Oh, yes, because a lot of people have been caught by that. So creating a storage
Myself
account.
included. That's why I had mentioned we should probably write a blog post because there were a couple of things. It was the key vault access policy for both of the principles for verifying and issuing. And then it was also the permission on the blob storage account. And I, like an IT pro, I over permission things and it just did not work. Do 001.
I mean, nobody else has seen. Oh, come on.
Oh, you know what? I think it's the dash.
Oh, it doesn't
my
like the
friend.
dash.
I think it's the
Yeah,
dash. Yeah. It's blob storage. So yep, there you go.
Storage.
Yep, there you go.
And we want standards.
Yep.
We can
Do LRS. Do LRS, yeah.
It's cheaper
Yep.
for people that are watching. Advanced blob public access. We need to enable public access. Is that it?
Yes, I believe so. Yep.
Okay.
I don't think I think it literally just, oh, no, hang on. No. Set public access level to private.
Private.
Yep, private.
See, good thing I asked. You do not want your please ever. I don't know why it's checked in by default. I thought it would change that.
So it's weird. Like each team has a reason for it. There's probably a reason for it in the blob storage team.
For obviously reasons. Public endpoint.
Yeah, so
yes,
private.
we want
Yeah,
that.
private endpoint. Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, public. Yeah, you're right. Public endpoint. We want that.
And then this is all for managing blobs and stuff. We don't really care about it, so I'm gonna keep it.
Correct.
Or is there anything in the?
No. I don't know.
No, I think it's the public access to private, and that's it.
Yeah, it's public. Yeah, it's just public access level's got to be private.
Encryption.
So I think defaults are fine for everything else.
45 show, and it revolves your expense problem if you use a subscription in internal. I don't know what you mean, Tim. You can use the app service domain also in other services because you can handle the DNS zone and it has full power over it. Oh.
Yeah, so I guess I didn't know that. I just knew that I know you can buy domains in there. I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, it's fine though, right?
Yeah.
And now it does the validation.
Tim's got ChristosLTD2.com now. So there's another LTD, Christos LTD that's out there.
Thank you, Tim.
So once this is finished,
We need to do the permissions.
well, we need to create a container first and then permission the container.
Wait. So it does everything in one go? So after you've created the storage account, oh, wait a minute. Create the storage account first, which we did, and then set the storage account to private. So they don't create the whole thing there. Yeah, Daniel still owns 425show.onmicrosoft.com. You were supposed to pass it on to us before you abandoned us for your new fancy happy role. But I won't keep it against you. Okay, so go to resource. What? Why did it add all these random things there? That's not the name I put down. What? Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter, right? Let's go and create a container now. But
yeah.
Stefan
the actual DNS name is CMDID storage.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Oh, yes.
I don't know if that's like a resource ID or something, or like a GUID or something. I don't know.
Could be. So here we want to name that. Does the container need to have a specific name?
The one in the tutorial is VC-container, and that you can do a dash. It's just not the blob storage account you can do a dash in.
Obviously, it doesn't matter the fact that we are inconsistent in our naming conventions across Azure services.
Yeah. Okay. So
now we need permissions, right?
So now we need to go into go to access control. And then we need to go to storage blob data reader.
So add role assignment, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And then role, we need...
You can just type in blob. I think it'll... there we go.
Reader.
Yep. And then next.
Next.
And then we
user,
need it for...
And then it's the verifiable credential request service.
Yeah, let me double check one thing, because I do think this is another area that you could potentially get stuck on.
Mm-hmm.
Let me double check my storage account of a working environment.
Add role, assign access to whom? Oh, it says MA? Oh, a
So-
managed service
So role
that
assignments.
you're using to perform this. What?
Okay, so you need this for the Verifiable Credentials issuer service, and you need this for your account, which is
both.
interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, you need it for both because of the fact that it's a very special.
The issuer service or the request service?
It is the issuer service.
Issuer service. Perfect.
Yep.
Select.
So that needs it, and then,
another member.
yep, and then just have it be the account that you use, the Christos account.
The Christos account.
Yep.
Select.
Yep, and then both of you have the blob storage reader. Now that's key. When I did this initially, I ran into problems with the whole, verifying and issuing, and I over-permissioned the blob storage
And
account. Don't do that.
The reason for that is because if you scroll all the way down, you'll notice that the contributor, it says you can read and write, delete access to storage blob containers and data. But the data reader can only read data from containers and data.
Correct. And if you think about it, this is a very specialized service.
Mm-hmm.
There's specialized permissions that go hand in hand with the service. And this is to ensure security. So think about that, right? Like,
Yeah.
It's always awkward for me because I always over permission when something doesn't work right. And then I go and do the cleanup after the fact.
Mm-hmm.
This one requires it out the gate. So.
I know. So.
And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that your account has like maybe ownership permissions, right? It doesn't matter. It won't work unless you give your account specific permissions to be able to do that. Did your machine?
No, I'm good. I'm just reading the comments from Harold on Microsoft Developer. He says, thanks for ignoring me. I don't know if it's to us or Ahmed because they have a private conversation in, I think, Turkish. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if you're speaking Turkish, but
I don't.
I don't know if that's addressed to us or if it's addressed to Ahmed, but we're not ignoring you. We are using Bing in private mode. You're right. I mean, we're just searching Bing in private mode here. Everything is in private because it helps with setting things up. Okay, so the permissions now should be there. And is that it?
Correct. Yep.
Oh my God, that's an hour.
Now, well, let me just double check one more thing here.
Okay. Like on your gotcha.
Because so the next bit of
we
this
have
is
to
we have
update
to
these.
upload the configuration files. These are the actual credential cards
Yes.
you get when you log in.
Copy.
That's
and let's go and create a new file here, right?
And I use Visual Studio Code for this. You can do the same thing, and then you just need to upload it to that storage account.
What's the first file? The first file is the
Verifiable Credential export file.
Yeah, and these can have different names, obviously, but we are following the example. You can customize them because we created a ton of them for our sample, correct?
Yes, correct.
Oh, I can't do touch. What do we do in Windows? What's on Windows?
Yeah, how do you create? That's something I usually have to go Google search. I can't remember.
Cat. Yeah, you can do cat, obviously. It's not Linux. How do we do it on Windows? Notepad. I know. There. It will say, this file doesn't exist. Do you want to create it? I will say yes.
I think there's a savvier way to do it, but I can't remember.
Well, we're brute forcing our way through with Notepad.
That works. I
Why
think
not,
that
right?
works.
Paste. There. So let's save this. Obviously, no colorization or anything. And this is where we define what the expectations are for the verifiable credential. What do we expect to get?
The background color, the text color, that little URL right there, that DID customer playground, that's a specific image that'll show. We won't ruin it unless you've done the tutorial yourself, which you already know what that shows up as.
Yep. And then we're going to create a new one.
So there's the expert display, and then there's the rules file.
Yes.
So you need that for each credential that you're issuing.
Correctamento.
And then remember, and we had talked about this earlier on in the stream. When you're doing this for the hack, go through this whole tutorial, set it up, get it up and functional, and then take what you've done and edit, adjust, change, tweak, whatever makes the most sense for you.
Yes.
Because that way you have a controlled environment that works. And then you can always cross-compare as you evolve what you're doing for the hack.
So we need to upload the files here.
Correct.
And now it says select the file. And then we can go back to our projects folder. And then from here we can go to our files. Uh-oh. Where did I save the files?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs.
Was it desktop?
I don't know. Do you still have the
I did have them, yeah.
shell open? Okay.
No, I don't. Oh, the cell is open, yeah. The cell never closes.
Does it show where it is? Like, do you know where you're?
Yeah, it's under. Oh my God! It went all the way to the root.
Okay, well that's.
It's fine. It's fine. We know where that is.
There are worse places to put documents. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Especially in Windows.
See users. And somewhere down here, let's
they're at
change
the very bottom.
view.
They're at the very bottom.
I know. You can multi-select files and upload. So now there's a way to test things, right? I think Matthias on his video was file is abandoned in the corner. Yanishka says, hey man, how are you? Thanks for joining us. So we have some regulars and some not so regulars. So we have the files uploaded onto blob storage. You can use other tools if you want as well, like AZ copy or what have you.
Or add the Storage Explorer, that works too.
Storage Explorer.
Yep.
Which I haven't updated in a while. So
no,
now
I haven't either, but I did use it when I set this up. So now, no. Now we actually have to create the verified credential expert card.
Oh, we do. Okay.
So this is where we point to the rules file and we point to the display file.
Is that inside the service, right?
Correct. Azure. Yeah. So we got to go back to the Azure portal.
I love how you can search for this one, and it has the latest ones and now credentials, right?
So I go to credentials, and then create a credential.
Verified user or custom credential. It says verified.
That changed. That changed. Go back to the what was it again? In the portal.
It is. Issue credentials quickly. What type of credentials do you want to
I think it's going to be custom credential.
Okay. Next one, we can go back and figure it out again. Or delete it and start all over again.
Yeah, I think it's custom.
There you go.
So this is where you can create the name Verified Credential Expert. Remember, you can't put a space in there.
Very important. People got caught by that, and then somebody put it on Verifiable Credential.
On Discord.
Is it Credentials or Credential Expert?
Credential Expert. Yep, that works. And then tie it to the subscription.
Yes.
Grab the display file. So click there, and it'll take you into the storage account.
Ooh, container. Display.
Display, yep.
Nice.
Select.
And then rules.
And then go down to the rules file.
I have the visual reference because Matthias was doing the video, and I watched the video, and it really helps. So now I think you can test it, right? There's a way
so now we need to gather credentials and environment details because now we need to grab the sample apps and kind of plug things in.
I think what Matthias, sorry for interrupting you, but Matthias said if you click on that link and this opens, it means that you are more or less there.
Oh, like okay.
That's
right. I do remember that. I do remember that now from his video. Okay.
If Matthias is watching, thank you for helping us out. It gave us some point of reference. So what do we do next?
So now we need to gather some environment details. So we need to, so go into verifiable. So actually stay where you are. We need to grab the issue credential URL. So I don't know if you're like me. I just grab I open up a notepad and I just put a bunch of stuff there. So we need that URL is what we need.
Yeah. So I've got this. Let's bring it up here. And then we need the DID thing, right?
We need the DID, correct. And that's very long. So if you're doing this and you're like, that seems really long, it's really long.
Yes, it's long.
And it's unique to you. So everything you issue from your verifiable credential portal will have the same DID
very nice
number. So, and then you need to grab your tenant ID.
Oh, that's so easy. We know where to find this, right,
I was to
friends?
say it was just in that screen.
It was?
Yeah. Over there on the right.
Damn it. I didn't know where to find it then. Fine, fine. You might
No
want to put
worries. No
labels on these
worries.
ones if you don't
No
know what
worries.
each one is, by the way. So if you like, you can do this because you'll need it to map the sample up, right?
Correct. Yeah. So what we're going to do now is we're going to grab the sample apps and we're going to do things you normally don't do when you're writing production code. We're going to hard code some of this in an app settings file, which is, I
Oh
think,
no, we went. It's
we want to go to
45.
the,
We have a short link for this. 45, not so. Yeah, 45.so, and it's VC sample.
try that.
Am I sad that I know 40 short IOs now? I mean,
Yeah. And then scroll down on the README, it'll link you to the different samples. And so I
.NET
think
one.
we said we're going to do .NET, right?
Oh, you know what? You can't even. You can. You can. Good. I thought that we had to clone the whole thing. So okay, here. What? I did not do that. Okay, so CLS, and then here we're going to do CD projects, and then we're gonna clone the project. So
Yep.
git clone, and we'll name it. That's a very long name. What do I want to do? AAD VC VC sample. So if you didn't know, if you pass the name of the project that you want, it will clone it to that. Otherwise, it will use the whole long name, the default name. And now we're going to CD into AD.
Yeah, I keep learning fun stuff about Git. As somebody who just played a dev on TV, or who continues to play a dev on TV, the Git stuff is fascinating. Okay, cool.
I have
So
a whole series on TikTok about how to use GitHub.
Nice.
Shameless plug. Right.
I think I got a huge heaping dose of it when I wrote a bunch of Learn modules. So because all that lives on GitHub.
And this is a lot of information here. You get some README files and stuff, but the code is under here. And then we need to go into our app settings.
Correct. And we're going to do what you don't do in production. We're going to hard code some stuff.
Yes, please don't do that.
Don't do this in production, but I think to get you up and functional, to get this working,
Only 68 problems.
yeah. That's
Only
good.
one problem now.
Oh, that's good.
Comments are not permitted in JSON. I mean, that's a problem we can work around. Yeah, and I don't know why we do this, but fine. So here. Okay, so we
yeah.
want endpoint is going to stay as it is. We don't change that. The VC service scope stays as it is because it's hard coded, and the
Yep.
instance needs to change to.
Oh, we
our
need to, yeah, so you need the tenant ID and the client
Which we
ID.
have.
We need an application ID, and then we need a secret. So we didn't actually create that in the portal just yet.
We did not create that. Was that in the instructions?
So what's crazy is that's now what the instructions state. So sorry for leading you astray. We'll get
I
it
got
back
so
together.
excited thinking that I can start writing my code, and then.
Sorry, you need
Sorry.
an application with the secret.
Wait, what? I thought. Okay, so back to.
So go to the app registrations page in Azure Active Directory and go into your.
App
I forget what you
registration.
named it. Did you name it Verifiable Credential?
My app registration.
Yeah.
Yes.
There, verify. Yeah. So go
Copy
into
that.
there and then add the application ID, or grab that, I should say. It's the
Yeah,
application
let's go
ID,
that.
not the
Sorry,
object
not
ID.
the object ID. You would think that I've been doing it for a while. And then back to our code.
So you need that.
So that's the client ID.
Yep.
And then we're gonna dox ourselves with the client secret.
Yep.
But it's fine.
So
I will only create it for
it's
a
up
day.
to you if you want to show the secret. I mean,
I
it
mean,
won't
we're
be
all
up.
friends here, right, friends? No answer.
Everybody,
Sure,
everybody knows where you
sure,
live
yes.
now. Everybody knows
Do
where you live now.
it,
They
do
know
it.
your Outlook email, your Gmail email. All they don't know is they don't know your credit card. So we should get them to that.
They
Get
did
them
not.
that
I mean,
next.
sorry for keeping that away from you guys. Grant TNT says he didn't see anything. I
Good.
appreciate your
Good.
honesty.
There you go. There you go.
I can make it really small. No, really small, I said. So by the time it gets created, it will be truncated.
Yep.
Ha!
Grab that.
Joke's on
grab
you.
That.
I know
There you
how to
go.
not dox myself. Says.
Grab that secret ID.
Not the secret ID. We've changed that.
Or sorry, the actual secret. Get
And
the
then I
secret
didn't
itself.
grab the secret ID. I grabbed the wrong object in my haste to not be doxed. So there's the value and then there's the secret.
Okay.
And since I'm going to paste it here anyway, or am I? The length would go to do that. So then, I don't know, screw it. It's on for a day. And then if you have a certificate, you can use that. And then the issuer authority.
So the issuer authority is that long DID.
The very long
thing.
one, right?
Yeah, and that's both for your issuer and your verifier.
Okay.
Because we're gonna both issue and verify.
We are. This app does both, but as I said before, or as we said before, you don't need it. And then finally,
the credential manifest. That's from the documentation. You need to populate. Yeah, you need to populate the zeros that are in there.
Oh, okay.
So if you want to go back to the documentation real quick.
Yeah. So it says here.
So scroll down a little bit.
It's not this one. Update. This one, right?
Yeah, credential manifest. And you see the zeros, all those zeros there?
Yes.
That's going to be your tenant ID, I believe.
I see,
double check.
Okay.
Manifest. Or no, hang on. I take that back. That's not your tenant ID. Go into the service.
Uh-huh. Oh, that's the service ID?
Well, yeah. So let's pull up the notepad.
Give me a second. Pull up the notepad. Yeah.
Yeah. It's that very top one. It's the HTTPS.
We have that one then.
That's one. Yep, that's it.
Oh, so we already had it.
Yep. Sorry.
You made me go to documentation. You know how many more clicks that was?
I'm sorry. Well, it actually has been a little bit since I've done this.
Also, Privacy 2567 is saying, I have just tuned in and I have no idea what I'm doing. Well, thank you for tuning into our stream. We appreciate that. We're actually setting up our verifiable credential environment ahead of our hackathon that is going to take place this Thursday. Shannon, you take the rest.
Yeah, and we are in the process of taking a sample application that's on the documentation. Do you want to flash the documentation real quick?
Will do. Oh yeah.
On the screen.
Flash.
So that's the documentation. We're literally following the tutorial. And so there's a handful of things that you set up on the Azure side. There's a handful of things you need in terms of Azure Active Directory.
But if you actually missed the chance to watch if you haven't watched it live and you're just catching up, this will be on YouTube after a couple of hours, so you can always come back and watch this. Or you can watch the video from our very good friend Matthias, who's part of the Verifiable Credential team, and he did it in 16 minutes. So we are useless here because it took us an hour. But Matthias can do it in 60 minutes. So if he can do it in 60 minutes, you can do it too.
Yeah, right?
Yes. So is this all we need? Now we can run the app?
Correct. You need ngrok, which we should talk a little bit about that. Basically, that just gets the app up and functional and gives you a public IP for it.
Guess what? I think the application is not going to run because, let me make this a little bit smaller, because 60 minutes is not equal to an hour. Bolt, what is it today, man? What have I done to you? Why all these animals? I'm just kidding. I love Bolt. So .NET 5, it should work just fine. It should work just fine. I think I have .NET 5. Is there a command to see all the versions for .NET? .NET list. Oh, there you go. I remember there was one. .NET list SDKs. I do have 5, so we can build it.
Okay.
In effect, what I was asking was whether the application will run straight out of the box or if we need to download the different SDKs, since I always tend to move around. And you can see I already have the preview there. 7 should be coming out soon as well. Like, we haven't even had 6 for 3 months, and the team is now working already on the 7 definition. So maybe we'll see something coming out soon. Hey, you signed up for the abuse when you asked of JP.
We didn't ask JP. JP left on his own accord, and we
or
miss
did
him.
he? Or did he?
Yeah, I guess that's true. I don't know what happened behind closed doors. The way it was told to me is that JP left on his own accord.
Sorry, we're in the wrong directory. So CD, so let's do an LS, and then we need to CD into 1 ASP. I don't know why they put a number over there. There's going to be like a 2 or a 3 or a 4 LS, and then now we can do .NET build.
Yep.
So this will build the project and then we can run it. But do we need the ngrok on a different site? No, we need ngrok once we're up and running, right? So we'll
Correct.
do
So
that.
yeah, just browse to the directory again and then run ngrok.
.NET run.
This I thought was a really cool tool. I had not ever used this before. And when I set this up, I was like, gosh, this is such a nifty tool. Talked to a couple of people at Microsoft. Only a fraction of people knew about it. So I wrote a personal blog about it because I was like, this is
come
super
on,
cool.
000. Why? Why? Okay, fine. I'm not gonna change that. ngrok is amazing. I know. I actually paid for a license for it because.
Nice. Oh yeah,
I
that's
found
right. I
it so
remember you
good.
saying that. I remember you saying that. Yeah, ngrok is amazing. I didn't know anything about it. So I thought it was a nifty tool to do a lot of testing with, you know? So
Yes. And
So
we
then
guess we
once
don't want
you-
to buy any followers. Thank you very much. IPO 43. Anyway, so now that we have the application running,
and you
first
got
let's
and
see
you
if
got
we can.
ngrok. Do you have ngrok
Well,
running
I
too?
don't have ngrok yet, but hold your horses. I know you're excited.
I'm real excited because I feel
It says
like
we can't reach this page. I wonder why. It says I can't reach this page. Why can you not reach this page? Error address invalid, obviously. So let's go back here. Let's go back to our properties and launch settings.
yeah, maybe they just changed it to one dot. Oh yes,
I have
local.
no idea why they've done this. 5,000.
Yeah, there you go.
And then local host. Look at this beautiful Copilot helping me out. Thank you, Copilot. You rock. I don't have to remember all these things. So
I feel like it was developed for people who are aging in their career, unfortunately, right? It's a good thing. Though.
I digress, but at the same time, yes. I prefer Rider over VS Code. You can choose whichever ID makes you happy. We have no qualms over here about which ID you use. If you can use Notepad and build and be productive, or Vim or VI or Emacs or whatever, then we applaud you for your productivity. So yeah, we've actually done demos before with Rider, and we also helped the Rider team build the Azure Active Directory extension along
Cool.
with the JetBrains IntelliJ. So as you can see, we're inclusive of all IDs. Now, will it run?
Okay, so now let's see. Yeah, there we go. Woohoo!
So just to clarify, one of the reasons why the HTTPS is not supported out of the box and why they took HTTPS out is because you need to have ngrok license. So you have
Correct,
to pay for it
to be able to run for it.
map. So
But
we'll
you
still
can
map.
do basic testing with the free version.
Correct,
So-
Amanda. So if we, just as long as we don't have a redirect to, no, obviously that's the wrong port. People are like, what? It's broken. There you go. Oh, it redirects to HTTPS. So in the code, if you go under startup, there is the HTTP client. We use HTTPS redirection. If you don't want the app to redirect to HTTPS all the time, stop that. Let's restart the app, because most of the people won't have ngrok professional or premium, and I don't want to force them to do that. So if we navigate, so you can see now that it doesn't redirect out of the box to HTTPS, and we'll keep that as it is, so we can ensure that we can follow through the demo. Okay, now what do we need to do next? ngrok.
ngrok, yeah. And I don't know I think the ngrok is to potentially hit. Well, I don't even know why. I guess I'm not really sure why the ngrok is part of it, but let's follow the tutorial.
Oh yeah, sorry. I was trying to remember what I did the last time to make it work. So in the tutorial, which is not this, and it's not this. So many. Yeah, issue, CD Active Directory, get there.
Yeah, ngrok HTTP 5000 in that directory, and it should just do it.
Wait, where's, oh, here.
So it's right there. Yep, yeah.
Why they have 3,000?
That I don't know. I don't know. I think there's some stuff that might be in the app itself somewhere,
No,
maybe.
because it doesn't run on 3,000. Out of the box, it runs on 5,000.
Yeah.
This command runs.
So then
yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See what they've done here, and then they made a typo. Can you write it down, because we've got another bug?
Yeah, we'll have to.
ngrok 5000, right? That's what we said.
Yep.
So the first thing that we had to fix was obviously the issue with our with the 0.0.0 that doesn't work out of the box. So you need to fix that. I don't know if we're going to have enough time to fix it before it goes live. Next, we need to map this HTTP to our redirect URI, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Correct.
Okay, so if we go back to our app registration here.
Actually, you know what? I didn't do this. You might be able to just go, just try going there. I think it works without.
But it needs to know where to redirect the app, right? So what does it say in the docs?
So so it doesn't say to set it up. I never set it up.
Open the HTTP URLs generated from the web browser. Oh, right. So instead of, I see what it's doing. It's actually running.
So I mean, you could do that. There's a lot of ways to think about building something, right? But the tutorial itself doesn't have you do that.
And the reason why we need to use ngrok is because we need a publicly available endpoint.
Correct.
That the application will run against. So I think
that's probably why there's ngrok, because I never did this local. I meant to try it local.
Oh, you haven't done it local?
No,
So that's saying not secure. I don't know if that's going to be an issue, by the way, because when you run locally with .NET Core, there's a developer certificate that maps to localhost. But because we're using ngrok now, it's not. But let's go and get the credential and see what happens.
Okay.
Get credential.
Get the credential.
So many clicks. Okay.
There you go. So now
scan. You guys can scan it as well, but don't scan that. Scan the other QR code that we have over there on the side.
Scan the one over here. Ooh, wrong one. Dang, I did it wrong. The one over here. The one on the
one right above me. Yeah. So much easier now. So just above me. Yeah. And then I'm gonna use my authenticator, which I haven't connected to the stream. I apologize for that. Next time we'll do. But you can see.
Yeah, we should. I didn't even realize there was that thing until we watched.
And as you can see, I've got a ton of testing with our 45 show domain. But let's go and get this one. Ta-da! And it's loading.
JannySkew, I don't know if I'm saying that name right. So the authenticator in this instance is your digital wallet. So digital wallet's a big part of decentralized identity. You need something to be able to hold your identities.
Yes.
And so in this instance, the way that Microsoft has built everything is the authenticator is your digital wallet.
Yeah. Now, the important clarification here. My phone is here. So if I...
It says it's a risky website.
Back to safety. Yeah, it says it's a risky website because it hasn't been validated. Oh shit, I missed the... sorry, I need to do it again because I went back.
Okay, so...
And then there... It's not the full one. It doesn't like it because it's not the full QR code. Okay, I have it now. So the first time you do it, you'll be presented with this website may be risky. You need to click on the advanced, and then you need to say proceed anyway. And now you need to put the PIN code, which is 9643.
Yep.
And now I've got my verifiable credential, and all I have to do is add.
Now notice how you've got the Ninja Cat in the website. The Ninja Cat also shows up on the credential, and it's kind of probably hard to see on Chrisos's phone there, but it shows up there as well. That's how you can kind of verify it's the same.
It's a Ninja Cat.
It's Ninja Cat. I always like Ninja Cat.
Okay, so we issued the certificate, and then here you can't do anything. But if we go back to the home page, see how our website is so much better because it allows you to do all these cool things. Now you have to verify. So let's verify the credential, and then let's scroll down, and then I'm going to scan the barcode again from my phone, my authenticator app. Again, I need to go through advanced and say proceed anyways. And now I am getting presented with which certificate do you want to verify.
And you want to use the one you just got issued, and this way it'll verify that.
The one that is issued to Megan Bowen, which is or used to be a Microsoft employee. All the people that we have in our test tenants are ex-Microsoft employees. So I am using that, and I will say allow, and now it's added.
Now it shows up, and so now you see. Now, obviously, the reason why all of this shows up in the sample app is you see the payload, right? So that is probably going to be helpful if you want to do something more sophisticated with that, right? So this is the app that Christos built. I set up all of the verifiable credentials components, but Christos built the app, and he can put.
So one of the things that is different here is that on the sample app, everything is hard coded. So the names will always be hard coded and it will always be Mech and Bowen. Whereas here we can say, I'll put my wife's name. Not Azoy, but Izoy. And then she's going to get the stream viewer. And that will allow me to do that. So same process here again for validating and so on. So I'm going to scan it, but you'll see the difference here is that because we have the domain confirmed or
it will show up.
And
I think what we were planning on doing for Thursday, because we're going to kick off the hackathon, we'll show how to set that up so you can validate.
And it was a good idea that we actually acquired domain because we can test that very quickly now. So I can add it. And now it is there. And you'll notice that the details are exactly what were passed. So if you want to put it to the test, scan the QR code. Thanks for following us, Apex Bex. We appreciate that. We love our friends and followers. So
do you want to link to where this shows up in our GitHub repository, the sample app?
That's a very good point. Thank you very much. So if you go to GitHub 425 show, you should know that by now. I think I already have a bang for this. GitHub. Oh no, I haven't set it up. Okay, I will. And then right under here, we have the verifiable credential demo. So this is ours. And this is how I build the code. So it's different to the samples that you saw before. Feel free to download and play as well. It's exactly the same. It does have a few differences here. One of them being that in our app settings, we actually use Key Vault for our secrets. So instead of putting any client secrets in the code like we did before, it was like a big no-no. You can put the Key Vault here and then you can say which Key Vault you're using to get the secrets. And you can also use a certificate if you want to. And that certificate can also live on Key Vault if you so wish to do so. But everything else is as we did today. So these are the only changes. And obviously this one is .NET 6 running on Razor Pages and there's nothing hard-coded. But I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. If you have any questions, you know where to find us.
We've got our Twitter handles here.
And Discord, right?
And Discord.
Discord, right? I just put the Discord.
You can always bug it. Well, you can always bug me on LinkedIn. I don't know if you can bug Christos. Christos might say no.
I am.
Are you on LinkedIn?
I'm not as active. Like I use LinkedIn quite frequently, but I think most of the conversations take place on Twitter.
Yeah, same. So feel free to connect with us anywhere. Discord, LinkedIn, Twitter. We're just a tweet away. We're just a DM away.
Make sure to sign up for the hackathon this Thursday. There's going to be a lot of swag. Engineering team will be on standby to help you out. And now it's a good time to go and raid our very good friend, CM Griffin.
Yay!
Because he's building something with verifiable credentials today.
Yes, exactly. So let's do that.
Let's do that. Why am I not able to raid channels? What happened to our... Am I not signed in?
Spaghetti-O. Another Spaghetti-O.
Well, I can definitely raid from the Microsoft channel, so let's do that. CM Griffin. He's got already 59 of his friends showing, and then let's do that. This channel is intended for mature audiences. Fine. Waiting in 9 seconds, but my channel over here, my Twitch stream, I wonder if it's because maybe I got signed out right now. So let's see, why am I not able to, let me refresh this page. Yep, all fixed now. I went into some weird edit mode. Right. We appreciate everyone for joining us.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for tuning in.
We'll all be available on YouTube. Have a great day, and we'll see you on Thursday.